All right, we good.
Hello, 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 hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to
Let
the
me move this cord out
Consistently
the way.
Rolling Show. I am your girl, Consistence.
What's up? Y'all know who I am. I'm Lil. I'm the evil one of this planet. Don't like humans.
Hey, you guys. We were so excited to come back to the podcast that we decided to come a little bit minutes early. I know you guys got the notification that we was coming at 7:35, but we decided to start a little bit early. First of all, we want to say welcome. We apologize for making such a long hiatus. But if you knew what was going on, it's some things that's been going on in the universe that has been bringing things down. Luckily, today we got a new wave of energy that came in, and hopefully, we have raised the frequency, as some people would say. How you been doing, Lil?
Good, good, good. My frequency been turned off. Like I had the off button, Had to find a big red reset button and
Nope.
reconnect. That's what it is. It's funny.
Okay.
My girlfriend was on the phone with me earlier, and she said something what you had said to me prior. Um, she said maybe something's trying to tell you something, but you're not listening. I had to laugh at that because I'm like, damn man, he's starting to sound like sister there for a second, you know. You know, now, maybe
Well,
so. You go through. I'm human. I much as I don't want to be, but I am, and I have human traits. That involves emotion and connections and reconnections, and you know, I'm human. What can I say?
definitely for sure. So we
Yeah,
gotta jump into a couple of things. Like I said, we've been missing while you guys we celebrated what? Christmas.
yeah. What is that? Christmas?
Some
Yeah, Christmas.
people celebrated New Year's, which for me now, yes, it's a new year technically. I just feel like with the birth of the earth brings a new year. So therefore I will say happy New Year's, but it's not really a new year to the rebirth of flowers and trees and everything like that. So
Right,
again,
right.
like I said, we apologize for making this such a long hiatus, but it has been personal matters that us humans still have to deal with. What are we
Exactly.
going to talk about today in Lil? Because we
I
did
guess.
promise we was going to talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I want to save most of it for Saturday, and we'll want to pop back on here Saturday. We got to set a time. We make sure we
Sunday.
turn on notifications. Was it Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday? Okay, Sunday, Sunday. Okay, yeah, it was Sunday. So it'd be a good time to do it on Sunday. Everything because we're gonna have a special guest, a friend of mine's. My cell phone's listening to me. Hold on. A friend of mine's of 41 years. Him and I've been friends 41 years. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm about to turn my phone
Well,
off
we
because
can talk about a couple of things like
yeah,
we were supposed to do a review on the Matrix, which you didn't see yet, but I
I
can give
see the
my little
Matrix.
insight about it.
That's, that's
We
not
can
my
talk
call anymore.
about, hey, you guys, I got my ancestry report back.
Oh
We can
man.
talk about that. We can talk a little bit about thoughts about what DNA is or about anything else you want to jump in on a little bit today.
What do you like? What do you find? You're 74% Caucasian.
No, I'm I'm mostly black. Mostly black
Oh, you
for
said most
sure.
is good. It's amazing. I can't wait for that report to come out. You gonna put the report up today, right? That's what you are.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. I could.
Yeah, yeah. We want to know. We want to know
Why?
what you want to know
You
what
can
you
put
made
yours
of.
out there too, like
I'm gonna tell you, my grandma was a hoe. Mine
you
put mine out
bad.
there. I was all over the
You
place.
so bad. You so bad. So most of my report, I will put it up on the Facebook page. I'll give y'all a screenshot, but I will say this: my report showed that I am from the lower region of Africa, Ghana. I had some things from where slaves supposedly went to, which was the Carolinas, Maryland, Virginia area,
So
and then I had a very small portion that was from Sweden. So
I
wasn't
knew it.
that
I
exciting?
knew they were in there somewhere.
Wasn't that exciting like yours? You all over the place, but it was good to know that most of my basis is from what I thought it was. And guess what? I am purely royalty. I don't know about you and Lil, but just saying.
And that just I am, but not on this plane.
That'll work. So let's jump into the DNA thing, whatever. Because we've been going back and forth about different ideas about it anyway.
Yeah.
We have been on this cast and we've showed what reincarnation of people may be like the celebrities for the most part. I think we showed pictures of Ellen DeGeneres, uh, who else? Jay-Z, a couple other people. So
Yeah.
me and Lil goes back and forth about this thing all the time, and I tell him I personally feel like every time we come to earth, or for people who believe in reincarnation, well, every time we come to earth there is a record that is kept, and the record that is kept comes possibly from your blood. Every child that is born has blood that is drawn, and that blood is tested so many ways. We know of the medical side of it, but we don't know the scientific side of why they test DNA. I personally feel like DNA, as a code as it is, has a hereditary code, and it never changes. So therefore, it that genetic code can connect you to your past,
Right.
present, and if we were to talk about extra stuff, the future as well. What
Right.
is your
Right.
thoughts about it?
Yeah. So we all know that DNA um uh holds a lot of code. It actually can hold a lot of information. I think is if I remember correctly, pulling on my memory here, DNA, a nanogram of DNA can hold something like 7 terabytes of information. You can literally download information and re-upload it off that nanogram of your DNA. In fact, IBM is working on has been working on that for years, since the 40s. IBM has been working on that. So and I still think today that most of our smart equipment, cell phones, tablets, and everything have some form of biotechnology implanted in them, but they just not have not presented that to us, or they have, we just not have been looking for it. So yeah, DNA is, think about it. All the things that we ever learned here in this dimension, where does all that information go? And then for some of us, where do we get our information from? Especially
Mm-hmm.
for some people who are illiterate, or some people that who do not read, or as you ever met certain group of individuals who live on farmlands, who doesn't have television or electricity or any of that type of stuff, or cell phones for that matter, but yet they're very intelligent. Where do they get their information from? How do they get these intelligence? And it goes all the way back to the years of the ancient people, our ancestors. How do they get their intelligence? So therefore,
I mean, there's
we,
ways to analyze that, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we would
I mean,
say that our
reason,
ancestors learned from actually doing with their hands. So, and then they started documenting it, right? Okay.
and it's a
We do know
process to
that.
that.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I know. We do know that over the years things change, alter, confusion of language, misinterpretation throughout the years. So we can say that. So when one would say, well, they learned all this information, they may not have TVs, but they can read books. And their books lead them to imagination. But where did those books come from? And then if
Right?
you
Who
don't
wrote
have
those books?
books, where did you get
Right,
that information from? So yeah,
right.
we do not
Go
we
with
we
that.
do know, and it's researchable, that we have DNA that is what, I don't know how much percent it is, but we have junk DNA, which means that they don't know exactly what the part of our DNA is actually used for.
I think they're
We
lying.
also, I have a theory for that, but if you want to go
Yeah.
deeper, we can. What are you thinking, Liv?
I think they lying. This thing called junk DNA is public information given to us, so we can believe that the DNA in our body that we do not use is junk. Nothing about the human body is
I
junk.
mean, personally, we don't think so. Look, let's be technical, right? They call it junk. Hold on 1 second.
Hmm. Did you just put us on hold? Oh, okay.
No, it's
So,
my kids. So 1 second.
okay. Oh, sorry, folks. I forgot we were live. Yeah, we're having
Hey,
a
yeah,
little
we
bit.
live.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Sorry. So, all right. Let's be honest. If you want to be politically correct, right? I have something that I just don't have any use for anymore, or I feel like it's no good. It's to me, it would be considered junk. To you, it would be considered treasure. So because they don't know what it is, they just call it junk. But that doesn't
Hmm.
mean that if we were connected to it or learned about it like we were supposed to, that we, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be treasure.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I believe that they do know what it is, and they do know what these codes are that are encoded in our DNA. They know what every strand of our DNA is used for. Just like they claim that we use anywhere between 3 to 4% of our brains. I think that's slightly off. And they said Einstein was a little bit smarter than the average human because he can do calculus inside his out of his mind. You know, where it takes so much to calculate and everything. But I believe that what we passed on and we're reborn, or others come into this world and we get our information from our ancestors through the flow of the universe, energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Because if you think about it, everything. If you put a child in a room away from no human interventions like books, television, you don't speak to this child will still develop a form of an intelligence where it will survive. If not, the child will just stop breathing. I mean, breathing alone comes from a form of
Yeah, but
intelligence.
I feel like some kind of way you adapt to your habitat because if you put
But yeah, that's adaptivity is a part of you growing in your environment. But where does the knowledge come from? You if I throw you in the middle of the woods at the age of as a newborn baby, and as you're going up, you're going to start eating anything that's around you, and you're going to know what's nasty, what's not nasty. You're naturally going to pull from it. Where do you get that information
right,
from?
true.
And as
Because
you
it
grow
comes
into
from
your
trial and
habitat,
error. Doesn't
huh?
it come from trial and error?
Yeah, well, it does because it would come from trial and error because some things you may eat may kill us, and it's over. You know, and then there's some things that that may taste good the minute it hits the tongue. It goes way back, whereas though we don't really understand. That's and science will tell you this. We don't really understand how the human mind and the body works. We really don't. What we do know, we're just barely scratching the surface because every day there's something new that they find. That's why John Hopkins and all these research centers are spending billions of dollars on us alone, researching us because they haven't figured it out. And I don't think they are. I don't think we're programmed to
They
figure it
never
out.
will.
Yeah, yeah, because that would make us gods, and we can't have that. We can't have that. We can't have men going around thinking they're gods all that they are, and this is why the Earth is the way it is now because we didn't modify so
You
much
don't
stuff,
believe it.
and here we are. And they're gonna pull me here in a second. When they're done, they're gonna run
Okay.
me out the garage and everything. But but DNA is very, very interesting. I never don't know too much about it other than the outside source that I learned about how much information does it hold and how it works and everything like that. And from the ancient side of it of how we came to be, at least going to the ancient text, how we came to be. Um,
Hmm.
we can go into that
Yeah,
later
you
and
know what?
stuff.
It was funny because I just got finished. I don't know. It came across my algorithm,
Uh-huh.
and I just got finished getting like the full in-depth story. Because so let's be honest, every culture or whatever has a story about creation of humans,
Yeah.
creation of man, and creating of mankind, and even some of the creation of gods.
Correct.
So I think what came across my algorithm was again about the Anunnakis. I don't know why I'm drawn to that, but I'm drawn to that. And they
Yeah,
were talking about how man was created. But then I also came across something that was saying that they were talking about the sons of God who came into the women of men, and how in the Bible there's two different kinds, that God created man and then God created mankind. But we can talk about that another day. We in depth. I want to go over it a little bit more with you before we present it to everyone else. So,
yeah,
but just
yeah.
something to catch up on, or people who want to touch bases on that, you can look it up and see what you hear. Join us. Let us know what you think.
Yep, yep. That'll actually work. So tell me, um, since the new year began and today is 2/2/2/2/2, how you want to pronounce it, the 2 weeks, 2 days, or whatever it is.
It's,
Um, have you have
it's
you noticed
Tuesday.
it is? Oh yeah, today is Tuesday, the 2/22. Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's funny. But and we've been knowing this is going to come for a long time. But have you ever noticed the ramping up of spiritual realm, spiritual, like spirits? Like you don't see it much on the internet, but in the world, you see things or hear people talk about things they never talk about spiritually, like spirits, ghosts, apparitions, hauntings.
I mean, I will say that I feel like I'm starting to experience a little bit of that, where I would originally just pass it off as nothing. It can't be ignored.
Yeah, yeah, it can. That's what I've been noticing that lately too. But we definitely got to talk about that on the um Sunday when we come back on
Okay,
here.
for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely got to talk about that because I need to gather this a little bit more information on that, and I also want to talk about on Sunday about twins. Woodward TV did something on twins called the what was it? The I think it was like the double effect, something like that, where we all have our twin, and it
I can
was
believe that. You know how they say anyway that everyone in the world has a twin. There is always
yeah,
somebody who'll be like, "You look just like."
right, right, exactly. So I want to
Mhm.
touch on that as well, um, because it was he did one of the rods of God, but it was something that's called
I saw that.
yeah. But the one there's another one here. I'm gonna send it to you there. I need you to check that one out, and we're gonna talk about that for a second. I just sent it to you. Check it out later. But that was pretty good, very
Okay.
good. It explained a lot about
Okay.
twins and what we see, how we like you said, Ellen DeGenerate, hundreds of years ago, and they both look the same. It
Mhm.
kind of broke it all down, and it was just amazing how he broke it down. I don't want to get into that as well.
Okay.
Also
So
on
what are we
Sunday.
talking about today? So let's
Okay.
start from the beginning because
But,
we talking about everything we're gonna
right,
talk about
right,
Sunday. So
right.
let's get into the Matrix. You didn't see it yet.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. I didn't see it, but let me step off for a second while you talk about it, and then I'll be right back.
okay.
Give me a few seconds.
So in the Matrix, you guys, there were a couple of things. While I couldn't really get into it as like a general movie, there were certain things that caught my eye that I really do want you guys to pay attention to, get your own analysis, and let me know what your thoughts were about it. So in the Matrix, they were talking about how they recreated um what is his name, the Trinity and Neo. So basically how I got from that was they died and they brought them back to life. They tried to do them created separately, but they realized that they were better together, but they controlled their separate they controlled them to a certain point where of their separation. They made them close but not too close so that they wouldn't know that their power. um, Few things. You saw the computer or AI actually tell how they control things and how they were connected to us emotionally and how they play on our emotions. And that got me to thinking more so of The internet, social media. It's like 95% of the world, I don't care where you are, is on social media. We have our own insecurities. We look at other people's lives, we compare it, this, that, and the third. And these people that are in charge of these things know this, and they play that as a disadvantage towards us. And it you got to think about it. People are on depression pills, every kind of a mental something is going on in this world, and it has everything to do with the things that we are attracted to. So that was interesting in with me with the Matrix. Also the fact that it basically showed us that us together makes it a very powerful movement. If they can control our separation, they
Yep.
have
The
total
little air pressure.
control of everything. So that was another thing that I saw about the Matrix that I thought was very interesting. Please, please, please give your thoughts, comment, and let me know what you, if you saw anything more. Another thing that they were talking about that people were interested in was Spider-Man. I still have not been able to see that. And I also was supposed to go see Moonfall today, but I'll probably go in the morning, and we can touch bases on that too in Lil on Sunday. Because remember, we did a review about the trailer, and so we need to do a review about the movie. And Lily.
Okay. Yes.
So let's talk about the new year.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Wait a
everybody.
minute.
I'm at the shop in my little truck here, and go ahead.
You
I'm with
good.
you.
Life happens. That's why we call consistently rolling. But
Right. Right.
let's talk about the new year. So I will say that coming into January, um I had a different mindset, a different mind change. Didn't really have any goals, or what is it, New Year's resolution that they call it. But I wanted to be more conscious of and aware of things that were going on around me, so that I can in return step into the purpose that I need to for me, or the growth that I need to for me. So this for this year, it's about setting certain limits and boundaries for me. That's where I was at with it. So throughout the process, even I would say last month, there has been a, I want to call it a gloom, a type of downing that's been going on. You can kind of feel the energy is like really down, negative.
That's true.
It's not really angry, but it's tired. That's
Yes.
more so how it feels. It feels very tired. And so it's been things that it's pulling on your energy. So I will say that it has been getting better. I don't know for you and Lil, but I know for the past couple of weeks it's been gradually getting
Building
better.
back up.
And
Yes.
last night, when 22 actually came in, even though I couldn't see anything out there, I could tell even yesterday that the energy was getting a whole lot better.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about
That is
you?
true. And it's weird as you explain it, because that's exactly how it went. And I couldn't. I have no control over it. I didn't want to be. Well, I guess I can call it depressed or sad or whatever that feeling
Mm-hmm.
was. Didn't want to be there. I wasn't interested in researching anything. I wasn't interested in this music, watching TV. I just wasn't interested. And this started way back before Christmas. It's just been like blah. I just wasn't interested. And and then, like you said, slowly but surely, starting to gradually, slowly started coming back. Today is a lot better than yesterday, you know, and I'm pretty sure look for tomorrow will be a lot better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I had to put you on mute because
Oh, you okay? I'm
yeah, I had to
kind of.
charge
I'm
you
gonna
up.
tell everybody like this. Today is a good day before you go to bed. Write out anything that you feel like you want to write out. Pray to God in a way of gratitude, of satisfaction of knowing that things are done. It's already done. Those that meditate with a just, be in that present, because you can actually feel it today. So those are the kind of some of the things that I would tell you, that say that would be a good thing to do. Journal, pray for those that pray, and meditate for those that meditate. Study for those that study, because there's going to be some positive information that's out there today. Anything you want to add in, Lil? We just wanted to let you guys know happy Tuesday. Oh, okay. Well, we're about to go because we don't really have too much more to talk about today.
Yeah, I want to add it to that. Once this tank stop beeping here, because I want to tell you a story, a quick story, and I added the story to my Facebook page. There, if anybody doesn't want to go check it out, please check it out, and I'm gonna share it to you as well, consistent, so that you can share it on yours as well. And it's
Okay.
about what you just. It's going to touch on what you just pretty much said. About praying and believing in and stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you this quick story. As soon as these tanks stop beeping, which it'll stop here shortly. We get to the
Okay.
right person. But and when you go to my Facebook page, check out the stories. Very, very
I
interesting.
will.
And it put me in a perspective that, wow, it almost felt like that message was for me. But give me a few more seconds here, folks. Be patient. She's
I'm
about
sorry,
to.
guys, we always have
There you go.
technical difficulties, but we
Oh
always
yeah.
consistently
Well,
going. We're going to keep it moving.
right.
We're
I'm
going to
working
keep
from
it
my
moving.
office, so y'all working with me today. Y'all come to work with me today, because that's what life is out here as a truck driver, and a
Yes,
business
it is.
owner. Make sure I'm all locked up and everything. So I
Okay,
got back on this job.
congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ain't no congratulations. I just blew 2 shocks today. But anyway, we'll talk about that some other time. So his
Okay.
story, there's a guy in New England. He was a serviceman, a mechanic serviceman. He services refrigerators and freezers, stuff like that. And so he was had a job working on a train to fix a freezer unit. Okay. So he was by himself, went to the back of the train, went into the freezer, and the door behind him closed. He was locked inside. He's banging on the door for hours, screaming for help. Nobody heard him. Heard the word he said. So out of boredom, he grabbed in fear. He grabbed pencil and pen. I mean, I'm sorry, a pencil or a pen, or an object, and started scratching to the wall about his everyday life, and it's locked inside this freezer. So day one, he
Hmm.
put down. He was very afraid. Nobody come to help him. So forth. Day two, he said he started to get cold and hungry. He felt alone. He was starting to lose touch of hope. Day three, he said that I'm very cold. I'm going to die. These may be my last words. Day four, they found him in the freezer dead. Okay.
Mm.
Here's the thing. When they examined the body in the freezer temperature was at 68 degrees.
Okay.
He didn't freeze to death. He
Mm.
died. He convinced himself out of fear
That
that
he
he
was
was going to
cool.
die by freezing to death, and that's what he did.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
and with that being said, whatever we're going through, if we put our minds to it and concentrate on it, it can happen. So if we're having a bad day and we say, no, we're going to have a good day, and the day's going to be great, and we're going to prosper from this. We're going to move ahead, and we're going to be well, and we're going to see loved ones. Then that can happen, because this is what we are manifesting. So in
Mhm.
hindsight, this gentleman, he manifests his own death. Go check it out on my
All
Facebook.
right, I'm gonna check it
It
out.
was they searched for he did not run out of oxygen. It was at a comfortable temperature. He was only there for 4 days because he survived a week without eating or drinking anything. And
Hmm.
he was inside the freezer, so he couldn't have died of thirst. There was no reason why he could have died. He didn't have a heart attack. He didn't suffocate. None of that stuff happened to him. It's just that in his mind, he thought that by him being locked in that freezer, he was going to freeze to death. So his body put him through that as if he
They
froze to
said
death.
our mind is a powerful thing.
It's
They
very
did.
powerful.
They did a
Very
test
powerful.
with people who I guess the runners that run in the Olympics.
Yeah.
They had them think like they were running, and the same muscles were being used as if they were running. So yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Right.
But that
Same
was
thing.
a
Some
good
women.
inspirational story.
Yeah. Some women. Yeah. Check it out on my Facebook. It's very interesting. It inspired me to believe and trust in myself. To if I want something and I want to pray for it, I must pray within and to bring it out to my world, under my control, and and therefore it should be,
Hmm.
I thought that'd be very interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, I just check it out on my Facebook page. You'll find it interesting and stuff. And I am back
Okay.
in knowing me, but I'm gonna hit my butt home because I've been out here all day and I don't feel like dealing with too much more of the stuff out here today.
All righty. And on that note, we are calling a good night. We will see you guys Sunday with hopefully
Yes.
something very interesting conversation. I hope to see you guys there. I will let you know ahead of time the time we will not come before the time that we're supposed to be here.
Yeah, I'll be at
Happy
home so we can
Tuesday.
all organize.
Happy Tuesday. You guys stay positive. Like I said, we love you guys from infinity to infinity. Anything else in Lel?
Nope, that'll be it. That'll be it.
All righty.
Stay
Bye
positive.
bye.
All right.
All righty. Bye bye.
Well, I can't see anything.